And now to a developing story. The Centers for Disease Control says that there could be a coronavirus vaccine by late October or early November. According to the New York Times, all 50 states and 5 large cities, including New York City, were notified to prepare to vaccinate healthcare workers, long-term care residents, and also other high-risk groups first. The CDC says that it notified public health officials in all 50 states and 5 large cities, including New York, about this distribution of the vaccine. New York State Department of Health says it did receive the letter and it is now being reviewed.
In terms of the timeline, which is what everybody's so focused on, both the success rate of the vaccine and, of course, how quickly it can get out, Meg just talked about millions of doses come this fall. Is that late fall? Is that early fall? What are you looking for? What's going to be the trigger in terms of how quickly you'll know that it's working even over, I imagine, this summer during the testing phase?
Yeah, thank you. Well, Pfizer, in its contribution to make a difference in these devastating pandemics, has put in place plans for having the vaccine in millions of doses, as Meg so well described, by October. And the plans involve ramping up to tens of millions later this year, and with the potential for hundreds of millions in 21. So it's a very quick plan, as we now are dosing participants, healthy participants in US and Germany.
They have to get the shot. The vaccinations are so important. This is really going around now. They have to get their shots.
I don't want to see 25,000 people where you have empty seats all over the place because of distancing.
When do you think we could get back to that, Mr. President?
How long is this
going to take to get back to normalcy?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a vaccine by the end of the year. We're doing very well with the vaccine. And I will tell you something. I just literally left a meeting. We're mobilizing our military and other forces, but we're mobilizing our military on the basis that we do have a vaccine. You know, it's a massive job to give this vaccine. Our military is now being mobilized, so at the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly.
And you're just doing something with syringes as well, so that you can have it plentiful.
That's right.
You have enough vaccine.
We will have the tremendous force, because assuming we get it, then you have to distribute it.
Right.
And unless you're mobilized and ready, you're not going to be able to do it for a long time. So we're starting now. We're of the assumption that by the end of the year, we're going to have a vaccine, and then we have to be able to give it, to use it on most of our population.
Yeah.
Now, we'll focus on elderly. We're going to focus on nursing home and senior citizen centers. Because that's really, if you look at it, that is a very vulnerable group. It's a terrible thing.